Hello there. In the last video I inserted this equation into Word and we put it on a line of its own, so it moved to the middle and became a displayed equation, and we also added equations for the definitions of the variables. Now I just want to make some points now about access to the equation editor, and the first thing to say is that if you're working in the online version of Word, you don't have access to the equation editor. To show what I mean by that, I've saved this document on my OneDrive, and if I close down Word now and move over to my browser so that you can see it there saved. So I'm looking at OneDrive in the cloud. This is a web browser, but I can see all my folders through it. If I open this document now just by clicking on the link, it's going to open it, but it's going to open it in the online version of Word. It'll take a few seconds to render the equations that we put in, but we'll see them in a minute, because of course it's delivering all this over my internet connection. But now we've got those equations, but I can't click on them and edit them like I could in the desktop version. So if I want to deal with equations in a document that I get online, as long as I've got the desktop version of Word installed, all I have to do is go up here and click in Open in Desktop App, and it will do that. It's starting up Word. Here's the same document. Now of course I can edit my equations. If I put another one in down below, let's say, and while I'm at it, a quicker way to insert equation than to go to insert an equation is to use the keyboard shortcut Alt and then the equal sign. That can be very useful. I find it a bit fiddly to do, so I'm going to talk about another way to do that in the middle. But suppose I put another equation in here, A equals B plus C, and then I save that, and I can just close this document. If I now go back to Word, then I can click continue here, and it'll just refresh, and once it renders the equations, which just takes a few seconds, then there's the equation that I've edited into it. And of course I can make edits to this. I don't need to do save because the online version continually saves. I just close it when I've finished with it. I'm going to go back to the desktop version now and open that document again. And one other thing about accessing the equation editor, I mentioned that keyboard shortcut Alt equals, and that can be useful because I type one-handed. It's a bit of a stretch for me, so an alternative way to do it is to make use of the quick access toolbar up at the top. If I pull down this menu, these icons here are for quick access to things like new document, print, etc. and insert equation isn't currently one of those, but I can add it by selecting this menu at the end, going to more commands. That lists all the popular commands. For some reason insert equation isn't one of the popular commands, but if I change it to all commands, then I get a very long list of things that I could put up there. If I scroll all the way down to I for insert, and somewhere I find insert equation, I highlight that, I click add to add it to the icons there and say OK, and now I've got that on the toolbar. So if at any point in the text I want to insert an equation, I just put the cursor there, press that, and I'm ready to go with an equation. Whether you prefer to do use the insert menu and look for equation, or to use the Alt equals shortcut or the quick access toolbar, entirely up to you, but I'm going to be using the quick access toolbar for the rest of these videos. So that's it for this one. Plenty of tips coming up in the next one.